Good morning. I'm Galen Workman, a member of the Board of Trustees, and I want to thank you for joining us today. If this is your first time joining us in person or the first time joining us on live stream, thanks for being here. I especially want to welcome you to the day of our community's annual meeting. Today we remember the highlights and milestones of the 2023-24 church year. I look forward to being reminded of important moments and of being together as we create more memories. Today we take stock of our accomplishments and we talk about what we hope to do together in the coming months and years. I would like to welcome two members who will invite you to join with two of our important projects that you can support. First, Athena.
Thank you, Galen. Briefly, today, the offering later in the service will be going to the Society for Community Works Community Grants Committee. I'm Athena Papadakos, and I have the honor of chairing this wonderful committee. The Society is a service-based organization founded almost as early as UUSF was founded, and it is now embedded within UUSF. So our new members today we are also welcoming new members of the Society for Community Work. Based on the past generosity of church members, the Community Grants Committee annually awards grants to nonprofits in San Francisco and the Bay Area. Our mission is to choose nonprofits who demonstrate efficacy in their work helping children and adults. Some of the organizations are listed in your order of service to read later, but I can highlight now Project Avery, an organization which we have awarded grants to for several years in a row. Project Avery provides summer camps for children whose parents are incarcerated. Project Avery provides life-enhancing experiences for children who would not ordinarily have these experiences, and some relief and support to their incarcerated parents. These and other organizations make a meaningful difference in the lives of people in our community, and your generosity supports that. When they do better, we all do better. Please be generous later in your offering, and we gratefully receive your offering later. Thank you.
Thank you, Athena. And now I would like to invite somebody from the Journey to Wholeness Committee, Cal Ball, to tell us what's coming up in that area. Cal?
Good morning. My name is Cal Ball. I'm the acting chair of the Journey to Wholeness Committee here at UUSF. Show of hands, how many people have heard of the Journey to Wholeness Committee? Oh, that's more than I expected. All right, cool. Journey to Wholeness has worked to support a number of initiatives within our ongoing congregational work to be an anti-racist, anti-oppressive, multicultural community. We assist in coordinating our education and activism around this work. So to give you a sense of what we do, we worked diligently, and many of you worked diligently within UU the Vote for the 2022 midterms, our Good Trouble Congregation letter writing, in which this congregation wrote 6,100 letters into battleground states. Yeah. Door-to-door canvassing in Georgia, the runoff between Raphael Warnock and Herschel Walker. Coordinating educational meetings and Q&A sessions around the adoption of the 8th principle here at UUSF that committed us as UUs to our anti-racism work and accountable to it. Bringing our members together to write our congregational covenant, another wonderful thing. The education of our members about the Article 2 revisions that will be voted on in this coming General Assembly, which will restate our values for the next 15 years as a religious movement. For me, this year has been one informed by increasing anxiety, fear, and anger as I watch the rights and protections of marginalized groups get eroded, protections of trans youth and transgender folks in general, women's rights to determine their own future, to make and be supported in their health and reproductive choices. I sense that I'm not alone, as a few of you have come to me expressing similar feelings and asked what we can do. Clearly, our values will be served by the results of this year's elections. And so, as part of our religious life, we will focus this summer and fall our Journey to Wholeness work on supporting UU the Vote national effort. This will mean getting out the vote in states where it matters most, including Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Arizona. So, if the question is, what can we do? Here's the answer. Clear your calendars. From June through August, we will be building our teams to take on this work, training and preparing for what will be an intensive effort as we run up to Election Day. We will also work with UU the Vote to participate in voter registration actions in key states. On September 8th, the Sunday of our water communion ceremony, we will officially kick off our campaign. Through the election, we will be writing letters, phone banking, text banking, and canvassing door to door in Arizona. I know many of you are good letter writers, but that phone and text banking engenders anxiety. Believe me, we understand. The first time I phone banked, we were calling into Collin County, Texas. And let me tell you, I was wide awake and nervous. Since then, I've had a number of wonderful calls and talked with folks in various states who appreciated that someone cared enough to personally reach out to them and offer to help. We phone bank and canvass because we know it works. Biden won Georgia with just under 12,000 votes. Raphael Warnock won his election against a very weak candidate by a slim 95,000 votes. That's when I knew that all the work that we and others had done made the difference. There's a lot more to say, and we will, but for now, let me say this. What I realized early on is that the work of UU the Vote is at its core racial justice work, working with folks that are impacted most by systemic racism and white supremacy culture. This election cycle, UU the Vote is also very focused on women's rights to decide when, where, and how to receive reproductive health care, including contraception and abortion. This work is deeply intersectional. Preserving our democracy keeps channels open to push for climate justice, LGBTQ rights and safety, criminal justice reform, and the racial justice movement that will someday be made manifest in the beloved community for which we yearn. So between now and September 8th, prepare your hearts and minds. Challenge yourself to do the hard thing. Know that your community is your strength and your sustenance. Note that this is also joyful work, grounded in love and sustained by our collective values. Join us as we UU the Vote.
Thank you, Cal. Those are two very important things and activities that help the world, the SCW and UU the Vote. And I'd like to invite a third person up for something just purely fun. Music director, Mark Sumner.
Yes, hi, no, thank you. Show of hands, if I say the word squips, does that mean anything to anyone out here? Not enough of you. All right, we've got a banner out there, Star King Way Performance Series. Much easier to say squips. We start this coming Sunday afternoon with our first official performance here in the sanctuary, but on Friday night we're doing some internal community building of our own by doing a prepared reading of the play Our Town. And I want to give 4 quick reasons why we think you should be there. 1, it will provide us all a chance to have a meal together in the New England church supper tradition by having, famously, New England is not known for their great suppers, but we're going to have a breakfast. But it'll be this Friday evening in between the acts of the play Our Town. Another reason to be there is to, and I'm reading Bruce's words, by the way, to hear each other and talk and think about what we have heard. Another reason to be there, to look in the mirror of our American selves as we were and wanted to be 100+ years ago. And the last one, to reflect on our own lives, so different at the same time, yet so fundamentally the same. We don't have a curtain, but curtain is up at 6:30 this Friday night. Hope to see you there.
Hello, I'm Bruce Clements. I'm helping to direct the show, and here are two promises: that we will do our best to give every word its full weight, and that the actors in the play will come understanding what they want and what they want you to understand.
Thank you. And I still think it's going to be fun. That's a lot of great information. And you can keep track of our actions and ways you can join into our activities here by receiving a copy of our weekly newsletter, which includes a link to the order of service and the Sunday live stream. Just fill out one of our yellow connection forms that are in the gallery out front, maybe in a pew in front of you, and available on live stream in the order of service. Please fill out one of the forms so you can join us and know what's going on, because the order of service does list events coming up and links to opportunities to connect. Please join in any or all of them that are of interest to you. And finally, I would like to encourage members to come to the annual meeting today after service, either in person or via live stream. We will reflect on the activities of the year, express opinions on our member-to-member covenant, vote on the UUA's Article 2, elect trustees and nominating committee members. We will honor those who have left us this past year, hear reports from the moderator and the senior minister, and most happily, we'll honor the 2024 Unsung Congregational Hero with the Ann Dillon Award. And that concludes today's announcements. Normally, we would greet one another in person and on live stream, but stand by. Before we greet each other, we need to officially add to our ranks and welcome our members who joined the Society today.